In the heart of KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, a quiet yet powerful political shift has been unfolding, and it is rapidly altering the future of the province. The MK Party, led by figures closely associated with the former President Jacob Zuma, has captured the attention and support of many disillusioned voters, steadily eroding the long-standing dominance of the African National Congress, the ANC. The most recent and symbolic chapter in this unfolding story took place in Ward 18 of Mandeni, where the MK Party achieved a significant electoral victory. This victory marked their third consecutive by-election success, coming on the heels of earlier wins in Richmond and eThekwini. The MK Party secured the ward with 813 votes, defeating both the ANC, which garnered 533 votes, and the IFP, which took 575 votes. What was perhaps more telling was the near-total collapse of the Economic Freedom Fighters, the EFF, who managed to receive just 20 votes across all voting stations in the area. To fully understand how meaningful this victory is, one must go back and appreciate the history of the ANC's dominance in KwaZulu-Natal, and how that dominance is now being challenged in ways that seemed unthinkable not too long ago. KwaZulu-Natal has historically been one of the ANC's strongest provinces, a region where its liberation credentials and deep-rooted struggle legacy have carried enormous weight. The ANC's leadership, both nationally and provincially, has relied heavily on KZN to deliver electoral victories that were crucial for maintaining power. The province, rich in cultural heritage and political activism, had long been seen as a fortress where the ANC could rely on unwavering loyalty from large sections of the electorate. Over the years, however, growing dissatisfaction with service delivery, rising corruption scandals, political assassinations, and deep factional battles within the ANC itself started weakening that foundation. It is important to remember that KwaZulu-Natal has not only been a battleground for party politics but also for internal ANC divisions that have often played out violently. The assassination of the ANC councillor in Ward 18 just 3 months ago, which led to this by-election, is a grim reminder of how volatile the political environment in the province has become. The rise of the MK Party is not happening in a vacuum. It is deeply connected to frustrations around governance, a growing sentiment that the ANC has drifted away from the everyday struggles of ordinary people, and nostalgia for leadership figures like Jacob Zuma, who remains popular in parts of KZN despite his controversial national reputation. The MK Party's ability to win 3 consecutive by-elections is not just a sign of organizational strength but also a clear indication of voter sentiment shifting on the ground. In Mandeni's Ward 18, voters expressed their discontent not only with the ANC but also with other traditional players such as the IFP. The Independent Democratic Party tried to present itself as an alternative but still fell short. The decision by both the ANC and the IFP to back unpopular fiscal measures, including a controversial budget proposal to increase VAT, further alienated voters already struggling with economic hardships. This gave the MK Party a clear opportunity to position itself as a champion of the neglected and forgotten, those who feel abandoned by parties that once promised to uplift their communities. Outside the voting station in Mandeni, an MK Party member summed up the sentiment by declaring that the party is now trusted to shape the future and steer it away from arrogance and neglect. This statement reflects a growing sense of ownership and belief in the MK Party as a viable political force that speaks directly to community needs. The devastatingly low vote count for the EFF in this by-election sends another strong message. Symbolic rhetoric and grand promises, without tangible action or credible presence on the ground, are no longer enough to sway the electorate. Voters are increasingly gravitating towards parties that seem capable of delivering practical change, rather than those who only dominate headlines with fiery speeches. Political analysts have already begun warning that the ANC's slide in KwaZulu-Natal is not just an isolated blip but a developing trend that could rewrite the political future of the province. If the MK Party continues to grow and consolidate its support base one ward at a time, it is conceivable that the ANC's once unshakable grip on the province could be broken. Such a shift would have ripple effects nationally, weakening the ANC's power base and possibly realigning broader political coalitions in the run-up to future elections. The momentum of the MK party is also being carefully watched by other political players who may now begin rethinking their strategies in KwaZulu-Natal and beyond. A continued rise could embolden the MK party to contest more significant municipalities and even position itself strongly in the next provincial or national elections. This potential transformation underscores the fluid and dynamic nature of South African politics today, especially as voters become more assertive and less tied to historical loyalties. What we are seeing is not simply a contest over votes but a deeper contest over political relevance, credibility, and the ability to inspire confidence in communities who are tired of being sidelined. If current patterns hold, the political map of KwaZulu-Natal might look entirely different in just a few years. It is clear that parties like the MK party have tapped into a sentiment that resonates deeply, and their continued rise will depend on how well they translate electoral victories into actual service delivery and tangible improvements in the lives of their supporters. What makes this even more fascinating is the undercurrent of shifting alliances and regional power dynamics that will inevitably accompany the MK party's rise. The ANC, knowing the importance of KwaZulu-Natal in the larger national picture, is unlikely to surrender its stronghold without a fight. Internal reforms, outreach programs, and possible alliances may all come into play as the party attempts to claw back lost ground. Yet, the growing confidence of the MK party, fueled by successive wins, suggests that they are not only here to stay but are actively preparing to challenge for even greater stakes. The broader implication is that voters across South Africa are watching this unfold closely. What happens in KwaZulu-Natal may become a blueprint for other provinces where voter dissatisfaction is also simmering. The pattern of one ward at a time, small but steady shifts, could potentially trigger a wave of realignment across the country's political spectrum. For now, Ward 18 in Mandeni stands as the latest symbol of this evolving story, but it is unlikely to be the last. If you guys found this breakdown insightful and want to stay updated with more detailed and balanced analyses of South Africa's fast-changing political landscape, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. We also want to hear your thoughts. Do you think the MK party can continue this momentum and pose a serious long-term challenge to the ANC? Or will the ANC recover and re-establish its dominance? Drop your thoughts, opinions, and predictions in the comments section below. We love engaging with you guys, and your insights add so much value to these discussions. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.